area reprograms your mind to know what it feels like to say no.
Hello and welcome to Nationwide on the network service of the NTA. I am Dennis Adegunloye. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website, nta.ng/live, and our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. We'll begin with health-related matters. The federal government has converted the Gombe State's government-owned general hospital, Kumo, into a federal medical center. The Kumo Federal Medical Center is the second federal medical institution in the state after the Federal Teaching Hospital in Gombe, the capital. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, indicates that the teaching hospital was initially a medical center before being upgraded into a federal teaching hospital. The Kumo Federal Medical Center will serve as a tertiary health hospital. It will contribute to the training of medical personnel and boost healthcare services in Gombe State and the Northeast generally. Governor Mohammed Inuwa Yahaya formally requested the takeover of the facility. President Tinubu approved the request, given the poor maternal and neonatal mortality indices in the northeastern region and other health indicators in Gombe State. The federal government also considered the state government's commitment to improving its health sector in line with the Renewed Hope agenda, which has unveiled comprehensive reforms in the health sector. President Enugu commended Governor Yahaya for prioritizing the welfare of the state's citizens and stressed that the takeover would improve the state's healthcare delivery system. And in line with the Renewed Hope agenda, the federal government has inaugurated an ultra-modern cancer center to tackle the health needs of citizens, as well as scale up research and training to close brain drain in the health sector. Kanayo Okoro reports that the center has so far treated 207 cancer patients free of charge.
Inauguration of the ultra-modern cancer center at the David Umahi Federal University of Health Sciences, equipped with the state-of-the-art facilities for cancer research, training and patient care, operates with a multidisciplinary team of medical experts. President Bola Tinubu, who was represented by the Minister of Works, explained that his administration will continue to work to strengthen education and revive the health sector to align with international standards and to end medical tourism.
Mr. President would have been very, very excited with state-of-the-art of the equipment in this hospital. He will be happy to see the investment he has made since he came to office in 2023. He has improved a lot.
Every individual deserves access to quality healthcare. We believe that by working together, we can make a meaningful difference in the lives of our people.
I am delighted to see this project come to fulfillment in Ogun State.
The Vice Chancellor of the university, Professor Jesse Uneke, and others say the initiative will rejig the sector and integrate scientific theory and equip students with modern skills as to compete favorably with their peers all over the world.
Performing rigorous periodic cancer surveillance and basic scientific research to discover the causes and mechanism of cancer.
Some pioneer students of the institution were given commendation letters and undisclosed amount of money for exceptional performance in their different courses. In Abakaliki, Kana Yokoro, NTA News.
Ayuba Tanko Ibrahim has been officially decorated as the President's Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria. Elizabeth Omori reports that the Chief of Staff to the President, Femi Gbajabiamila, was among dignitaries who graced the ceremony, where 145 new fellows were also inducted.
Atanko Ibrahim, congratulations, sir.
Beginning of a new chapter for seasoned pharmacist Ayuba as he takes charge of the driver's seat of PSN, a moment that brought under one roof key policymakers in government and some of the best brains in the medical field. It's indeed an attestation of pharmacist Ayuba's commitment and passion to a profession he loves deeply. His journey to becoming a pharmacist dates back 41 years ago. That's in 1984 when he was admitted into the prestigious Ahmadu Bello University, Zaria, where he backed BSc in pharmacy in 1988.
We once again assure the federal government and the consuming public that the pharmaceutical sector of Nigeria will uphold the ideals of good pharmacy practice, which is a global norm in the quest to preserve the lives of the Nigerian people.
During his compulsory one-year NYSC, he was posted to NNPC, now NNPC Limited, Medical Services Kaduna, after which he was employed by the corporation in 1991 due to his outstanding performance and commitment to duty.
So you made a good choice, and I believe that Ibrahim will make enormous difference to this organization.
Our government, under the leadership of Ubasani, stand with Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria as a partner to pursue all the noble objectives of this noble profession.
For members of the PSN, Ayuba's emergence as the president signposts no room for quackery in PSN, no mediocrity, no sharp practices, but merit is the criteria.
Your vocation holds a lot of meaning for the good health of Nigerians.
He's somebody that is put in a place because of the implicit trust we have in him.
Expectedly, the 24th president of the PSN is a member of several professional bodies with awards to his credit. Drug abuse, fake drugs, indiscipline within public service were part of issues the new inducted members must avoid if they must aspire to be like pharmacist Ayuba in society. Elizabeth Omori, NT News.
The federal government has pledged commitment to ensuring a smooth transition for the Federal University of Applied Sciences, Kachia, Kaduna State. Zenret Digmon reports that the institution, which is to commence operations in September, has been officially handed over to the federal government.
The governor who led the delegation outlined the numerous impacts the institution will have on the state, noting that education is a key sector his administration has invested so much in to ensure the progress of the state.
It is important also to partner particularly in the area of quality of our institutions. Is it in terms of facilities, teachers, that's I'm talking about lecturers, because no matter how much you build these institutions, if we don't have adequate and qualified lecturers, we might not be able to succeed.
As part of our national Nigeria education sector renewal initiative, STEM, advancing and expanding STEM, science, technology, engineering, mathematics, and medical sciences. Thank you for contributing, for adding to expand our #1 priority area.
Meanwhile, the Minister of Education is advocating more creative and innovative education processes in schools as the ministry moves to observe the Commonwealth Day.
Amplified voices for collaborative learning, which leads to knowledge, innovation, and sustainable development.
The ministry stated that the present administration's efforts are aimed at achieving a higher human capital rate for economic growth. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
Holistic and adequate data collection on asylum seekers and internally displaced persons has been identified as key to addressing human rights-related issues. Yahanasu Hassan Barao reports that this was a key highlight at a training organized for human rights staff and other development partners from northwestern states on data collection and community collaboration in Kano.
Data from the displacement tracking matrix reveals that Nigeria has close to 4 million internally displaced persons, with the majority from the northeast, while others seek asylum in foreign countries. However, these individuals often face neglect and human rights violations. To address these challenges, Hamza Liman, a staff of the Commission from Sokoto, joins other colleagues from Northwest to discuss the plight of internally displaced persons and receive training on effective information gathering for better advocacy and intervention.
And when we go back, we are going to sensitize people to know that those people, they don't have any difference between them. There's no any difference between them and us. And at the same time, they even deserve a kind of sympathy.
The first thing to do is to, first of all, provide shelter for them, so that at first they will have the sense of belonging.
When we engage everybody in the society or every stakeholder, we should be able to get a verifiable data on the number of persons that are even affected first, and then also get their needs to be able to escalate it to relevant stakeholders,
so that they can live peacefully with the host community, and of course the children and women the rights of children and women can be easily protected.
It is hoped that with such initiatives that is taking a holistic approach, people like Hamza will reach out to more internally displaced persons and their community. In Kano, Yahanasa Hassambaro, NTA News.
Now, barely 3 weeks after launching a manhunt for him, operatives of the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, have arrested an automobile spare parts dealer over an attempt to export 2 kilograms of cocaine concealed in vehicle propellers to Angola as large consignments of opioids. Related substances were also recovered in Abia, Kano, Benue, Osun, Edo states during the NDLEA raids within the week under review. Salwa Khalil Ibrahim brings us details.
The cocaine consignment, which was scheduled for shipment to Angola, was seized at a logistics company in Lagos. Swift contact were made with Angolan authorities, who in turn arrested the recipient of the illicit drug in Angola, after which the identity of the sender was unraveled and traced to his house in Lagos, where he was attempting to flee in his vehicle. A search of the vehicle led to the recovery of a large quantity of phenacetine, a cutting agent for cocaine, weighing 75.50 kilograms, packed and branded as semolina, was recovered from his house. Meanwhile, NDLEA operatives at the import shed of the Murtala Mohammed International Airport, Ikeja, Lagos, have intercepted a cargo of cannabis candies imported from the United Kingdom. All parties involved in the shipment have been arrested. In Kano, a 65-year-old man was nabbed with 19.2 kilograms conch along Gadar Tamburawa Road, while another 60-year-old man was arrested with 212 bottles of codeine-based syrup at Kumbotso Local Government Council area. No fewer than 446,594 pills of tramadol and other opioids, as well as 1,274 bottles of codeine syrup were recovered by NDLEA operatives who raided a house of a 37-year-old female suspect in Abia State. In Abuja, Salwa Khalil Ibrahim, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigeria Customs Service Ogun 1 Area Command has seized contraband with a duty-paid value of about 279.5 million naira for February 2025. The controller in charge of the command, Mohammed Shuaibu, while presenting the scorecard of the command, reiterated commitment to the actualization of the core mandate of the service. Hakim Jimoh reports.
While briefing journalists on the achievements of the command during the period under review, the controller, Nigeria Customs Service, Ogun 1 Area Command, Mohammed Shuaibu, attributed the successes recorded to stakeholders' collaboration through intelligence sharing.
The command has generated a total of 9,694,72 as revenue from baggage assessment and auction sales of premium motor spirit. This contribution to the national revenue is an important aspect of our duty to support the financial objectives of the federal government.
He added that the command has seized a number of contraband goods, including 2,145 50 kilograms of foreign parboiled rice, 612 bales of second-hand clothing, among others, with a total duty paid value of over 279.5 million naira. The controller handed over 75 sacks and 365 parcels of cannabis sativa, as well as other hard drugs, to the National Drug Law Enforcement Agency for further investigation and prosecution.
But we apply for public destruction of this exhibit. And once the Federal High Court grants that, the agency will organize public destruction of exhibit, to which the custom, the general public, the press, everybody will be invited to witness.
The customs boss commended stakeholders, including sister security agencies, for their support in the fight against smuggling. In Abeokuta, Akim Jimo, NTA News.
Time now to join Awal in our Lagos Network Center for updates on changing the stereotypical narrative about women in Nigeria. Awal, it's over to you.
For women to change any stereotypical beliefs that has held them back in contributing meaningfully to the socio-economic development of the country, they need to accelerate action through career development strategies using their innate abilities to nurture, influence, and enterprise. These are convictions of some female professionals, entrepreneurs, and top government functionaries in Lagos. Lanre Belei has more.
Gender stereotypes sadly still exist in ethno-religious, cultural, and societal life, and these assumptions are transmitted through media, education, and recreational socialization, promoting gender prejudices and discrimination. However, women have started taking the bull by the horn to change this unwelcome conditioning through competent and complementary display of skills, managerial efficiency, and leadership qualities.
I had a series of meetings to attend. You know, this is my new career as...
We need to start mentoring our fellow women, mentor the girl child, identify a girl child, identify a woman at your workplace, wherever you are, identify a woman that needs that mentorship and start mentoring that woman.
Also, we have to empower women voices. We have to amplify our voices. We have to listen to our stories.
Although there are various affirmations for women over the years from public and private spaces, the women are convinced they are just getting to the threshold of the destination in the country.
So leadership is not defined by your level of education. To me, it's defined by the level of your influence.
There's so many things you can start so small. The barrier is always that, oh, I can't do this, or we're overthinking everything.
They urge women to always encourage mentorship, professionalism, education, and a considerable length of financial and socio-cultural independence for them to command the recognition they deserve. In Lagos, Lanre Belei, NTA News.
Nigeria has the largest mangrove forest in Africa and the third globally, covering approximately 7% of the world's mangrove area. How we can conserve this eco-wealth and strategically link it to climate action in Nigeria is the crux of this report by Jennifer Igwe.
Integrating conservation of nature's natural defense mechanisms into the nation's climate action, adaptation strategies, and community resilience is crucial. This is where mangrove forest comes in.
One tree that captures carbon in larger quantities than other trees. Not only that, the roots of the mangrove make it possible for fishes, periwinkles, and all forms of life underwater to thrive.
Unfortunately, several factors pose a threat to the existence of mangrove forests.
From oil pollution, which is really devastating it, to invasive Nipah palm, and even to deforestation.
This seminar with the theme, Intersecting World of Climate Change, Mangrove and Art, is aimed at thinking outside the box as the nation amplifies mangrove conservation and restoration.
The expansion of these mangroves that have protected the Niger's delta since time immemorial will strengthen more resilient communities, ensuring long-term growth and stability.
In the spirit of this symposium, Nigeria reaffirms its commitment to climate-smart policies.
Through art, we witness a powerful medium for advocacy, a means to highlight the fragility of our natural ecosystems.
Special guests had sessions with the media where salient issues were raised. Beyond the seminar, an exhibition showing the practicality of using creativity as a channel for awareness on mangrove conservation and climate change is ongoing in Lagos. Jennifer Igwe, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. Nationwide will continue in Sokoto with Sadia after the break. Don't go away.
Join us in Sokoto. No fewer than 2,900 grassroots Islamic scholars and 91 farmer groups across the 23 local government areas has received cash assistance and agricultural inputs from Sokoto State government. This is part of the ongoing efforts to promote teaching of Islamic knowledge and boost agricultural productivity to ensure food security in the country. Bashir Ibrahim Nababa has details.
The 2,900 grassroots Islamic scholars, popularly known as Malaman Zawri, are mostly non-Jumu'at prayer mosques, imams and teachers of Quranic or Islamia schools who teach Islamic knowledge and jurisprudence in their domain. The Ramadan package comprising foodstuff and cash assistance is a follow-up of that presented few days ago to the imams of Jumu'at mosques, their deputies, muezzins, and 100 selected scholars across the state. On the other hand, the 91 farmers groups drawn from across the state received pumping machines, fertilizers, chemicals, and grinding machines free to boost dry season farming on the IFAT Sustainable Development Project. Governor Ahmed Ali reiterates commitment of his administration towards supporting religious leaders, given their role in reshaping the mind of faithful, noting that the agricultural inputs are aimed at reducing unemployment and youth restiveness in the society.
This administration remains committed, steadfast in its mission to uphold and promote Islamic affairs. We also go deep into the society to help the less privileged people and uplift people from poverty.
It was when this administration came into power, the ministry was able to explain to His Excellency, and he reasoned with us, and he gave go ahead for the sustainability of this program.
We thank you very much on your kind gesture toward the Islamic propagators.
To achieve the desired objectives, the occasion was used to call on Islamic scholars and people of Sokoto State to use the sacred month of Ramadan to pray for peace and prosperity of the state and country. From Sokoto, Bashir Ibrahim Nababa, NTA News.
In line with this year's International Women's Day campaign theme, Accelerated Action Towards Gender Parity, the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association 8th Division Nigerian Army Sokoto joins in the commemoration with a call to action for women to become solution providers to the myriad of challenges confronting the female gender. The chairperson, Naowa 8th Division Nigerian Army Sokoto, Mrs. Meg Ndidi Ajose, made the call at an event held in Sokoto. Asma Habibu Shagari has details.
This congregation of women that include wives of police and paramilitary officers led by the convener and chairperson Naowa, Mrs. Meg Ndidi Ajose, are chanting the theme of this year's International Women's Day.
Accelerate action. Accelerate action.
The 2025 theme, Accelerate Action, is a wake-up call for governments, individuals and organizations to adopt proactive measures to address systematic barriers facing women in various spheres of human endeavor. Their gathering underscores the importance of collective action and shared responsibility in achieving a more equitable society, as well as a reminder of the critical role women play in driving positive change and promoting sustainable development in the country.
NAOWA, Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association, is in sync with the visions of the International Women's Day platform, as NAOWA has been in the forefront of the women empowerment drive.
The Nigerian Bar Association chairperson Sokoto State Branch, among other speakers, highlighted contributions of African women to peace and development of the continent, also providing insights into retirement plans to women for the benefits of their partners.
Preparing for retirement has no age limit. It's never too late, it's never too early. Even before you pick a job, even when you are not working, even when you decide to be a full housewife, you still have to prepare.
The event reaches its climax by colorful cultural performances. In Sokoto, Asmau Habibu Shagari, NTA News.
And those are the news updates from here. It's now back to Dennis in Abuja.
Many thanks, Sadia. Faith, politics and power are pivotal elements that shape the destiny of every nation. This was the view of speakers at the 19th Annual Ramadan Lecture organized by the NTA, FRCN and VON in Kaduna. Adamu Sunday reports that fostering religious tolerance and national cohesion also formed the focus of the lecture.
The 19th Annual Ramadan Lecture brought together personalities from the Muslim community, including the Minister of Information, Livestock, Emir of Zazzau, and the former governor of Kaduna State, Mukhtar Ramalan Yero. The event provided a platform for religious discourse and faith strengthening during Ramadan. This year's theme, Faith, Politics and Power, the involvement of ulamas in politics and its implications. The guest speaker, Sheikh Morufi Onike Abdulaziz, emphasized the ulama's influence on public opinion and its consequences for the political landscape.
Religion and state, they are interwoven. You cannot separate the two, because Muslims are to be governed by the dictate of their religion.
Governor of Kaduna State, Obasani, in a message urged the ulamas to actively engage in politics to ensure politicians uphold truth and justice.
Their involvement and engagement matters a lot to the followers.
I think it's a very important, topic and timely.
We must uphold the rights to fulfill our obligations that all bind us together by promoting harmony, resilience.
Every group today has the constitutional provision and protection not to remain silent.
You can keep your faith and be in politics and also hold power.
We are proud to facilitate this event, which we believe will continue to promote dialogue, enlightenment, and understanding across the country.
And may the blessings of this holy month fill our hearts with peace, love, and unity.
The lecture underscored the significance of faith, politics, and power in the lives of Muslims and the unifying power of shared beliefs. In Kaduna, Adamu Sunday, NTA News.
And the Islamic principles of finance, economy and moral discipline in wealth distribution provide an ideal model for addressing various socio-economic challenges facing the world today. National Missioner of the Ansaruddin Society of Nigeria, Sheikh Abdurrahman Ahmed, made this assertion while delivering a lecture at the 30th Annual Ramadan Lecture of Ansaruddin in Abuja. Abdullahi Adjia reports.
We're reminding ourselves.
The choice of the topic, Sustaining Islamic Tenets in the Face of Current Economic Realities, was intended to guide worshippers with Quranic-based solutions in times of trials man faces in the form of scarce resources, poverty, or social deprivation.
An organization, a community that is closest to the people to also contribute to the economic comforts and survival of the Muslim community, which provides for situations like these that we can use for poverty alleviation.
Other speakers emphasized the importance of taking care of the Ummah through a commonwealth, charity, zakat and endowment, in which Islamic organizations are expected to champion the cause.
Despite the fact that the economy is not buoyant all over the world, globally, it's not only Nigeria, that does not mean we should involve
criminality as a Muslim.
Do beyond just giving alms, to see how we can create wealth rather than dishing out handouts, to see how we can make people.
May we celebrate many more. May God Almighty accept this as ibadah and grant us our Jannah Firdaus. Keep us to see many more.
The day's presentation also provides moral surgery, which urges individuals to assist the religion of Allah in Abuja. Abdullah Hajia, NTA News.
Staying with religious affairs, the Catholic Bishops' Conference of Nigeria is underway in Abuja, with deliberations focusing on matters of urgent importance. Omenka Marachuku reports that messages of hope and peaceful coexistence were the main thrust of their convergence at this year's plenary.
Traditionally, efforts at enhancing the gospel of Jesus Christ have been the major goal of the Catholic bishops in Nigeria, and this year is no different. Here are Catholic bishops using the 2025 plenary session to seek spiritual solutions to the manifold challenges confronting mankind and indeed the Church.
Since our Lord Jesus Christ, Emmanuel, is with us, amidst the storms and the battles of life, we have to fully put our trust in Him and His divine ability to heal an ailing nation like ours.
I urge that we remain steadfast in faith, united in purpose, and committed to building a Nigeria where love, peace, and justice prevail. May this plenary session be a time of divine inspiration and renewed dedication to our collective mission as the body of Christ in Nigeria.
Catholic Archbishop of Abuja, Most Reverend Ignatius Kaigama, in his homily reminded the faithful to use the Lenten season to choose the path of purity and consecration.
If we pray and fast, but continue to hurt others who are vulnerable, our fasting and prayers are meaningless.
With the theme, Jubilee of Hope, a Light for Nigeria, the occasion witnessed prayers for coexistence among Nigerians. In Abuja, Omenka Marachuku, NTA News.
Let's head to the coal state, where Chika will be giving us up to speed on how the Enugu state government marked International Women's Day. Hello, Chika, it's over to you.
Thank you. Welcome to Enugu Network Center. As the world celebrates International Women's Day, there has been a concerted call for governments at all levels to make policies that will accelerate gender equality and encourage a society where women can thrive and reach their full potentials. Chika Ugu reports that the wife of Enugu State Governor, Nkechinyere Mba, organized an event for women to commemorate the special day.
Regarded as the weaker sex, women continue to experience gender-based violence, limited access to education and health care, underrepresentation in leadership roles, among other ill treatments meted on them. The International Women's Day serves as a reminder of their pivotal role and contribution to nation building. Despite existing barriers, the Enugu state government has continued to support policies and actions that promote gender inclusion. The theme of the celebration, Accelerate Action, the wife of the governor represented explained, calls for economic participation and empowerment of women in order to accelerate progress.
In Enugu State, we have made significant progress championing women's rights. We have witnessed women breaking barriers, leading in government, excelling in business, and nutrition the next generation.
Poverty, cultural norms, low self-esteem, and lack of awareness are some of the enumerated causes of gender-based violence.
When women thrive, entire economies thrive. Investing in women's economic empowerment boosts productivity, increases economic diversification, and reduces income inequality.
There were lectures on women empowerment and need for women to embrace healthy living. The event featured match pass by women from various local government areas, dancing competition, and other fun activities. In Enugu, Chika Ugu, NTA News.
Energy theft and billing by estimation are two key issues that have over time slowed down the pace of progress in the power sector. Stakeholders, however, believe that the recently launched National Integrated Power Policy would ultimately address these and other issues, accelerating development in the sector. Susan Eze has the report.
Energy theft through meter bypass and all forms of illegal connections by electricity consumers results in huge losses for the distribution companies, while estimated billings leads to inflated bills, consumer distrust of the discos, and conflicts between both parties. National Chairman of the Southeast Electricity Consumers Association, Reverend Obiora Okechukwu, posits that regularizing the billing system by metering all customers would eliminate estimated billing and ultimately combat meter bypass activities.
If you keep giving somebody bills without metering, somebody will want to circumvent. When there is energy in the system, in the line, it will be difficult for somebody to go down, vandalize the transformer. So if you want to stop the energy theft, give people meter.
While the Enugu Electricity Regulatory Commission is working to streamline the operations within the value chains of generation, transmission, and distribution, and ensure due process, the Commission warns that the Electricity Act 2023 has strengthened the enforcement against electricity theft and non-compliance with metering and billing regulations.
We know that they are implementing the banding arrangement at the national level, and that is what they inherited when we took over. So they have sustained it for now, pending when they submit their own tariff application to us.
Meanwhile, stakeholders commend the reforms by federal government aimed at better service delivery in the power sector.
Overall, it's more cost-effective. It is also more transparent and accountable.
Hopes are high that these reforms will illuminate the dark areas and oil the clogged wheels of progress in the nation's power sector. In Enugu, Susan Eze, NTA News.
Let's observe a quick commercial break, after which the news continues in Abuja with Dennis.
Thanks for rejoining us in Abuja. Let's get more on International Women's Day, as the Senate is working with relevant stakeholders to have in place legislations that would remove barriers for women participation in parliament and other arms of government. This position was amplified at a special event organized by the Senate leadership to mark this year's International Women's Day. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports that the Minister of Women Affairs was among dignitaries at the event.
The President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, flanked by his deputy, Barrow Jibrin, and the Senate leader, Kweyemi Bamidele, the women said, is a testament that they are he for she advocates, and also appreciated the role of the National Assembly in the 1,000% increase of budgetary allocation to the Women Affairs Ministry for 2025.
In Nigeria, we have over 10 MDs of banks that are women. No country can boast of that. And looking at the progress of women encourages us to do more. So I like to see things positively. We've done so well and will continue to intensify effort to ensure that those seats we're looking for do happen.
Akpabio informed the gathering that the legislature is taking steps to expedite action on all gender parity issues, starting with the 35% affirmative action.
We have a solution. I've traveled around. I've seen what is happening in Tanzania. I've seen what is happening in South Africa, Malawi, and so many other countries. They have a certain percentage constitutionally reserved for women. We are discussing that in the Senate of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. If it means tinkering with the act, the Electoral Act, to enable women to have solid say in the parliament, we will do so.
The National Assembly reassures that gender equality is a priority in the ongoing constitution review process. At another fora, the Senate Committee on Science and Technology engaged stakeholders in continuation of the legislative process to amend the Raw Materials Research and Development Council Act. This is to ensure processing of raw materials in Nigeria before export.
We will reduce dependence on foreign exchange because every raw material that is in Nigeria must be utilized in Nigeria.
We must ask ourselves, do we continue on this trajectory of economic servitude, or do we take bold and decisive steps towards reclaiming our industrial sovereignty?
The Director General of the Council believes the legislation will stop exportation of wealth and jobs to other countries. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Speaker of the House of Representatives, Tajuddin Abbas, says Nigeria needs women to be at the forefront of development. In a message to mark International Women's Day, the Speaker canvassed empowerment of women right from childhood, saying they are critical to the development of any nation. He called for their deployment at the forefronts when executing developmental projects and programs at various leadership levels. Abbas notes that as Speaker of the 10th House of Representatives, he has been leading campaigns for the protection of the girl child and the inclusion of women in politics and governance in Nigeria due to their critical roles in society. While congratulating Nigerian women as they mark International Women's Day, the Speaker said the time is apt for accelerated action on women inclusion in governance. Meanwhile, women's education and empowerment are once more being projected as stakeholders meet on the need to intensify efforts towards quality education and better learning outcomes. This is as the Federal Ministry of Education inaugurated committees for quality education and the Lumina Initiative for Girl-Child Education. Zenret Dingmon reports.
School grading and upgrading, value addition, monitoring and evaluation, in addition to teachers' capacity building, are major areas being enhanced to achieve Nigeria's educational goals. Now, strengthening partnerships with the Ministries of Industry, Trade and Investment, Women Affairs, and the National Information Technology Development Agency, NITDA, the ministry believes will better drive the action plan, ensuring the impact is far-reaching.
If you achieve parity with men in tech, it will create huge wealth and prosperity for our nation.
By investing in inclusive learning opportunities, we are not just educating individuals, we are building stronger families, resilient communities, and a more prosperous nation.
We must continue to, become innovative and creative, come up with the ideas that matter. I would like to pledge my commitment to ensuring that we work in a collaborative manner.
The Lumina Girl Child Initiative and the broader quality education and learning outcome programs are all targeted towards addressing out of school, the high burden of out of school children that we currently have in the country.
The ministry expects that the implementation stage of all these policies will be handled with the necessary precision and effectiveness. In Abuja, Zenred Dingmun, NTA News.
Now, for stories trending in the sporting world, let's join Oche Ngbede on Sports Update. And that concludes Nationwide. I am Dennis Adigunluyi. From all of us here, thank you for watching.